All right. It's freaking been a while. I don't even know how to start this. Let me make sure my audio is good. I'm so glad to see you guys. You guys probably not going to see this until the video actually comes out, so it doesn't matter, I guess. Let's see. Oh, wow, it is. What's up? What's freaking good, everybody? Let's see. Ew, why do I sound like that? What's up? What's freaking good, everybody? Okay, whatever. So, all right, yeah, it's good to be back. So let's before we start this beautiful talk of this amazing movie, Space Jam: A New Legacy, we've been gone for a very long time. We apologize. We have a lot of stuff going on. Josh has a lot of stuff going on. I've been going through a lot. My anxiety's been killing me. I had a passing in the family, so it's been a lot on me. So I haven't really been really dedicated to Nerds Make Sense or anything actually, and I apologize on my behalf, and I'm pretty sure Josh and Manuel feel the same way. But we had a meeting a couple months ago with Josh, and Josh said basically if I wanted to take the channel for a spin for what I want to do, I can do it. And I wanted to wait for a while to do so, and I am doing. I don't know why my camera's blinking, bro. As you can tell, my room with nothing's in here. I actually remodeled my whole room, and I'm actually you can see the stuff that's like, where is it at? Like right here in this area. Okay, whatever. I don't know the camera. It's in the box over there. I have to finish putting that up, so I've been doing that. I hurt myself doing that, so but I wanted to do a video of this, so I am going to do a video of this. But yeah, but sorry about that. We're gonna have a lot of stuff coming. I have a lot of stuff I've been writing down. Even though I haven't been doing Nerds Make Sense, I have been writing down ideas and stuff I want to talk about. I've been talking to people to do the podcast with me when Manuel and or Josh can't do it with me. So you might see some new faces, which is cool. So yeah, I do not know why that is blinking. It is getting on my nerves. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. I can fix it later. But anyways, yeah, let's get on to the talk of the review. I'm really going to try to make sure this isn't a long one. It's just me, so it shouldn't be that long. This movie is not that deep. So yeah, Space Jam: A New Legacy. Look at this, Toon Squad. I bought this before the movie, but I had to find it because I really don't like how it feels on my skin. But yeah, Toon Squad. Let's go, bro. But anyways, on Space Jam: A New Legacy, I had a lot of questions about it. Okay, this is going to be spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch it. Don't watch this yet. Watch the movie first. Come back to it if you guys want to. If you guys don't want to watch the movie for various reasons, like why did we need it, then perfect. You could just listen to this, and I'll tell you the honest truth. I'm very truthful about how this is and how the movie goes. I have notes on my phone that I've written. I actually watched it today, and I watched the first one, obviously the original Space Jam. And what I really want to talk about first is let's talk about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Okay. So when this rumor came up a long time ago that a new Space Jam sequel was coming out and LeBron James was going to be it, that was like a long time ago. I can't even remember what year it was when that was announced. So it was like something that was never going to happen, and now it finally did. It streamed on HBO Max, which where I watched it, or you can watch it in theaters now. Things are opening back up slowly but surely. I watched it here at home because I didn't want to waste money on it. I'm already paying $14 for this streaming service, and I have my notes over here and my notes on my phone, so don't worry. But that's why I'm looking over there. But LeBron James. Let's talk about LeBron James acting versus Michael Jordan's acting. Kind of want to compare him. So I'm not gonna lie, Michael Jordan's. I'm so done, bro. I haven't done this in so long. Michael Jordan's acting in the first one was not that great. Okay, he was a lot of his stuff that you see him in Space Jam. It's mostly just his face, close-ups, him just standing there. The most action you see him do is when he's actually playing basketball. He he had no emotion really. Like he did the face expressions and whatnot, but he wasn't animated. Compared to a LeBron James in this movie, he was very animated. Very animated. He was actually animated. He was a cartoon. His voice acting for it was really good. I really enjoyed how he did that. I'll give him that. But what I'm trying to compare is that their acting skills. So LeBron James came out hard in this. I'm going to give him that. I mean, it's as hard as I say hard, like it's not that crazy of a film. This movie is 2 hours long. I don't think it needed to be 2 hours. The first one was an hour 25 minutes. It was straight to the point. Why am I saying Jackson? Michael Jordan retired. He stopped playing basketball, went to play baseball. Looney Tunes were going to get abducted to become slaves from Moron Mountain for a new attraction. They wanted to play basketball against them because the aliens were short. Took Michael Jordan, taught him basketball, won. This movie, I feel like, was just, it could have just been Space Jam. Look what we own. Because a lot of it was just showing every property that Warner Brothers owned. Everything they ever owned is in this. Like Pennywise, Hanna-Barbera, Yogi Bear, the Jetsons, every little movie. There was even a black and white movie that they referenced in this that Yosemite Sam was in, and I don't even know what movie that was. Okay, so and then like the whole plot of this movie was basically this AI played by Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle was an amazing actor. He was pretty funny. I'll give him that. As a villain, he had potential, but I kind of was disappointed of how he ended up. Actually, I thought he was going to go all out. I feel like there was no real risk in this, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Don Cheadle did a great job. He's an AI. He's an algorithm. But yeah, he's an algorithm. He's an algorithm that works for Warner, that was created by Warner Brothers to make things for them, so they don't have to make them themselves, I guess, because they all look pretty like they didn't know what the hell they're doing, like they do now. But anyways, so he came up with an idea that to have LeBron James just be like the star for every movie and show they had, and LeBron James didn't want to do it, and so he's like, "Oh, you're trying to tell me that I don't know what I'm doing and I'm dumb. Well, guess what? I'm gonna make you." So yeah, so he kidnaps LeBron James and his son, and that's the plot of it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna get into for now. But there's so much stuff in this movie that I don't understand. So the music in this movie was not that good. Lil Uzi Vert had a song called "Pump Up the Jam" or something like that. It's a remix of the song from the first one. It was good. I liked it. I don't think they played it enough, but a lot of the songs and music on here was really bad. It wasn't hype. Now, the original soundtrack for Space Jam was amazing. It's like a classic. It's iconic. I will just say that. There's a lot of stuff on there, like Redman and Method Man did like a song for them, a rap and everything. It was pretty good. The original soundtrack, I Believe I Can Fly, even though R. Kelly is crazy and demented now, still, it's like a good song for that movie. Now, even like a lot of it was really cut and paste from the first one. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so like when the first one opens up, right, you see him playing with Michael Jordan playing with his dad, and he's like, "I want to be playing the NBA and stuff like that." And then it shows the opening sequence of dun, 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 and then it shows like Michael Jordan playing his games and his screenshots and pictures and him winning his trophies. Okay, now I got that feeling of watching that was great. Now in this one, LeBron James, it started off with LeBron James because apparently he just can't have fun. He was given a Game Boy with the Looney Tunes game in it. I remember that game, and at least I think it was some kind of Looney Tunes game, or was it Tom and Jerry I had? I don't know, but he was playing a game. It was a Looney Tunes game, and his coach didn't want him to play it because he needed to stay focused on basketball to get his mom, into not get his mom, but get his family out of the situation he's in, to get him take care of them and whatnot. And he basically said, "I can't play games no more." And then it goes into his little montage, which is more up to date, obviously, because the last one was in 1996. But it was pretty. I watched it twice, and the music they had for it, it didn't get me as hyped as the Michael Jordan stuff, but it was basically the same thing. And I get why you're introducing who it was, but this is what kind of got me confused. So in the montage, it shows him like meeting the president, shows him doing goofy stuff, it shows him doing his like little videos with his family and whatnot, and then, but they try to show you that in this movie that LeBron James doesn't play games. He doesn't play video games. He doesn't do this. He doesn't have fun. It's just work, work, work. But it kind of contradicts itself in the opening sequence where it shows little clips and videos of him playing and being goofy with his family. So I don't understand that. And I don't understand why they went that way with it. I understand they had to have some conflict with him and his son for them to, for the plot to go. Because his son doesn't want to play basketball. He wants to create video games, and he's like a real techie guy, and he's pretty cool. But LeBron James is like, no, I want you to play basketball. And with that, like, LeBron James is like, he's 36, but yeah, he's old. He's old enough, and I don't understand why. Like, come on, LeBron James doesn't play games. He doesn't own consoles and stuff. No way. It contradicted it in the opening when Don Cheadle's character introduces like LeBron James into his little plan. He talks about all the stuff he's done, and I'm like, bro, there's no way he doesn't know anything. Like, I don't understand it. But yeah, they try to make him seem like he's just an old guy and he doesn't know anything. Like, what's the point of games? I played this game when I was younger, and then he plays the game and he breaks it. I'm like, all right, buddy. That's hard to believe. But yeah, let me go to my notes really quick because I don't want to get off topic. Yeah, but that kind of bugged me a little bit. And what kind of bugs me about this movie too is that it kind of plays out as, is this a sequel or not? Okay, so when Don Cheadle's character Algorithm has this presentation and telling LeBron James can be like, oh yeah, Warner Brothers owns all these movies, and in the background it has all the movies like The Matrix and everything falling in the background, and you see the original cover for Space Jam. So it's rather saying that Space Jam was a movie they made, and it's called the Warner Brother Cyberverse instead of Universe. I don't know why I didn't like that idea, but whatever. So they're rather saying that they made Space Jam, right? Like, I don't even know what wall it's breaking, but like, oh yeah, we made this movie. We're not, and it's like they made a movie inside a movie. Like, I don't know. It was so confusing when I seen that. I had to pause it and think about it. But Warner Brothers are saying that, yeah, we made Space Jam. But then later in the film, they had the same uniform on as the first movie. And then they don't know how to play basketball. But they make references that they did play basketball with Michael Jordan. So I was very confused. Like, I don't know what. And then on top of that, like I said, they made it the Warner Brother Cyberverse or whatever. It's a bunch of servers with all the stuff on it that Warner Brothers ever made. I don't know why they kind of just didn't double down on the first one and just say like, oh yeah, the Looney Tunes live on this world in some other part of the dimension. Aliens and stuff, right? The aliens literally came to Earth to kidnap the Looney Tunes, right? And then Looney Tunes knew they were like coming from, like, when Michael Jordan's kids were watching the Looney Tunes, and they say, oh, hold up really quick, and Porky Pig comes and gets Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, and then everyone's like, where'd they go? And they kind of just said, oh yeah, whatever, they're just in this cyberverse, in this virtual world. A streaming service is what I think they were trying to, like, oh haha, get it, it's a stream. Because they all have their little worlds, and you can just go to it, and they just have everything there. They just live there until someone picks it. Because I don't know if I really like that. It was kind of confusing. Like, it wasn't confusing, but I just didn't know if this was a sequel or not. Because they make references of the first movie, unless they just remember it's like actually programs, and they're just like AIs as well, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember making that movie. Whatever, but I don't know. I just wished, because like. So Don Cheadle's character, he gets crazier. Like, he traps LeBron James and everyone in this universe, in the whatever, the Warner Brothers Cyberverse is what I'm going to keep calling it. And he's an AI, and he was able to watch everything, sort of like how, like Ultron in Avengers, like he was looking through everything, or God's eye in Fast and Furious. He could just see everything and do everything and control everything, where he was sending out tweets. He was like spying on people at their homes. And his whole thing was like he wanted to show everyone that he is amazing and he can do this, and he wanted to do it on his own instead of just being an algorithm. So I eventually thought I was like, oh, he's just gonna break out of here, but he doesn't. He doesn't. He just challenges them to play basketball, and I'm like, bro, if you can do all that, then how come you just didn't break out of here and then wreak havoc in the real world? Because he brought everybody to here. So he sends out this tweet from LeBron James. I'm not kicking this up. The LeBron James Twitter, and everybody who sees it and clicks it automatically gets sucked into their phone, into the cyberverse, and they're all there watching it. And Don Cheadle's like, "Oh yeah, if they don't win, none of you guys can leave." Like, okay, that's crazy, but at the same time, they can just go anywhere they want in the cyberverse and create anything they want. What's the? I mean, yeah, they don't get to go to the real world or anything, but everybody was there. So who's on the real world right now? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like the risk was that high. Now in the original Space Jam, you can kind of say the same thing. Hold on, I'm trying to get my notes open. You try to say the same things, but like when the Monstars stole the skill away from the basketball players, like no one knew what was happening. The basketball players were scared to play. The NBA was shut down. They're like writing for it to come back. And on top of that, like Michael Jordan was going to become a slave to the freaking the Monstars in bro, why can't I remember the name? Moron Mountain as a gimmick for everyone to beat him in basketball, with the Looney Tunes as well being there. And then the Looney Tunes would have been enslaved as well, which is kind of, not thinking of it, that's kind of crazy that they even thought of that, but whatever. But yeah, there was more higher risk in that. I mean, I guess not. I guess it's not really higher risk, but like the basketball was shut down, like it was showing more of like an impact. But in the cyberverse, like if you watch the movie, they do a lot of crazy stuff. Like they can go to anywhere they want in any universe of like the Matrix or Harry Potter or the Jetsons, and they can just live there. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it'll suck, but like I said, everyone's there. So like, what's who's on Earth during this? What's going on out there? People who don't have phones. But anyways, I didn't feel like the risk, and in Algorithm, I felt like was gonna go crazy, but he didn't. It was kind of a letdown, but Don Cheadle did one hell of a job. I'll give him that. So he kind of like, and then on top of that, so the actual basketball game in this doesn't start until an hour in. So this is one of my issues with this. So when Don Cheadle's like, hey, you're going to challenge me in basketball and you got to go find a team, and I'm going to make my own team. And he says, send him to the rejects. He sends him to the Looney Tune world, right? The Looney Tune world. And only Bugs Bunny's there. And Bugs Bunny's like, oh, yeah, the same guy who told you he's going to challenge you in basketball showed everyone that they can be whoever they want. And they all left to different cyberverses. And I'm like, okay, let's see where we're going with this. So, like, Daffy went to, like, DC World because he wanted to be a part of the Justice League. And some of them they didn't even show. Like, Foghorn Leghorn was in Game of Thrones. Taz the Tasmanian Devil was stolen by Rick and Morty to be tested on. And I'm just like, okay, it's just Warner Brothers showing us, like, we have all of this. We can do whatever we want. I feel like they should have just focused simply on the Looney Tunes. The Looney Tunes already have a show, like sort of like The Office, where they just do whatever they want anyways. They could have just had them in the Looney Tune world. And it's like, I don't understand it, because like when they went to Metropolis, it was like the whole city Metropolis, right? And Gotham and everything else. And then when they went to Looney Tune World, it was just like one place. It was like not everywhere. So I just don't understand why they couldn't just made a Looney Tune world. And because there's a heck of Looney Tunes. And that's another thing. In the first Space Jam, they had like Looney Tunes, which weren't the top Looney Tunes, if you know what I mean. They had the little mouse guy, they had the dog. Like, see, I don't even know their names. They're just people in the background in episodes. But here they had like the core cast, like Bugs, Daffy, Sylvester, Tweety, Grandma, Taz, Foghorn Leghorn, that red furry monster guy. Yeah, and they just had the core cast. Oh, and Lola Bunny, played by Zendaya. But yeah, whatever. So they spent this whole time searching for everybody and convincing them to come back to play basketball. And it wasn't even really that hard to convince them. It was just like, do that, and then something bad happens, or like, dude, come here, or come on, guys. Like, they left for a reason, and Bugs was the only one, and he missed them, right? And they don't really say what made them leave actually. Why only them? Why did no one else, like from the Matrix, go to like the Jetsons or anything? Like they never explained why they really left, other than Don Cheadle's character coming and say that you guys can be whatever you want. Like, okay, they're Looney Tunes. They can literally do that anyways in the Looney Tune world. They can be whoever they want. Like, I didn't understand that. And it kind of bothered me that I didn't get an explanation, because they go out and everything. And like at first, Bug is trying to like LeBron's like, oh, I need King Kong, I need Superman, I need the Iron Giant. And then Bug just sneakily try to find the Looney Tunes so they can come play basketball. And even at the end, like before the game starts, LeBron says, dude, look, I did what you wanted. I found your friends. I brought you back home with your friends. Now I need to play basketball and I need a team. Like, but they never said why they left. And it kind of bothered me. It's just, they spent the whole hour and something minutes finding these people. Let me move this way. I feel like I'm too loud. Hour and something minutes. And it was just that. Now, let me say, in the first original Space Jam, they did go off like following the people for the NBA players who lost their skill, and they had like a whole montage of them get tested on and whatnot. But that's to build upon the whole issue of the plot. Like, because they can't find out why, they think it's a virus or something. They shut down the NBA, and it's a whole thing. But this isn't building upon anything. I don't know why they left. I don't know. Like, it's probably just a me thing, because I really just want to know certain things. But if you kind of think about it, like, were they mad Bugs was like in charge or something? Maybe I'm going too deep into it, and it's not that serious of a movie. It's just like, we could have just focused, because like, okay, they practice playing basketball on the spaceship when they're going to other cyberverses or universes in the cyberverse, whatever. And then when they get back to Looney Tune world, they play a couple of games, and LeBron's like, bro, what's going on? What are you guys doing? He's like, oh, we're just trying to have fun. And then literally right after that, the game starts, and they don't know how to play. Even though they mentioned within that first hour that Lola Bunny says, oh yeah, I played basketball for life and death before with an NBA player, something, but nothing new to me. But again, Lola was made for basketball, and they do double down on that. But like, that's just building upon that they know how to play basketball. Like, they could have just showed them practicing and learning and helping LeBron. Because when LeBron kind of figures out, like, oh, bro, maybe I should just let them be Looney Tunes and just let them have fun, which is the problem with LeBron in this movie, is that he doesn't want to have fun. He just wants to work. And it could have just built upon it. And then when that part came later in the movie, it probably would have been great. But yeah, it's for the whole first hour, you could literally just be on your phone, because there were like references. Oh, Lola's with Wonder Woman, da 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 da. Duffy's with Superman and Batman, and Yosemite Sam is what's in some movie. I don't know what it is, but it's in black and white. And then Elmer Fudd is Mini-Me from Austin Powers, and Sylvester is the naked cat that from Austin Powers as well, from Dr. Evil. And you know what? On top of that, a lot, and then Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner are in Mad Max, and it's like just scenes that are cut out from the movie, and they're just put in there. And then in the background when they're playing basketball, and it has all the people there other than the CGI people. There's people there in kinds like Pennywise and the Animaniacs, and who else did I see? Harry Potter and Voldemort. It's not, their costumes aren't even as good as what they really are. You can tell they're, obviously it's not the actual actors, right? It's people in costumes, but like, it didn't look good. it's cool to see they have them there, but they could have just had like all the other Looney Tunes or anything. I don't know, because why do they care? Why do they want to see this for? Like that doubles down. Like why hasn't anyone else other than Looney Tunes leave Looney Tune World? This is the first time everyone else came to Looney Tune World to watch them play basketball. I don't know. Okay, but the Sun created this basketball game that Don Cheadle hacked in a sense and created and manipulated his son, LeBron's son, to making the players for him. They play basketball. Now, all the CGI in this looks great. Okay. The basketball game is wonky. It's not an original basketball game. It's based off his son's game. And LeBron's like, oh, yeah, bro, I play basketball. And he was like, oh, no, this is your son's game. He's like, oh, what? And then he doesn't know how to play. And it just, the basketball game was creative and fun. It has NBA players and female NBA player, women's basketball players, WNBA. There you go. I was trying to figure out what it was. Now, let's see, I'm in my notes. But yeah, the basketball game was entertaining. It was funny. Now, some of the jokes are cringy. I'm not going to lie. Okay. And this is why I'm trying to figure out who is this movie for? Okay. Is it for the kids? Because if so, then you didn't build upon the Looney Tunes, because I'm pretty sure a lot of kids in this day and age don't know who the Looney Tunes are unless their parents introduce them to them on anything. Because unless it's Adventure Time, Amazing World of Gumball, or Teen Titans Go, who weren't in here at all. They're owned by Warner Brothers, probably. Duh. But Teen Titans Go is, but I don't think Looney Tunes is airing 24/7 on the Cartoon Network. Okay, so I don't know if it's for the kids. Is it for me? Is it for me? I didn't want this. I don't even think I'm ever gonna buy this movie. I'll buy the original Space Jam, but I'm never gonna buy this movie. This movie is not that great. There's other characters in here that don't even need to be mentioned. Right, like who? Why does it matter? There's like I said, there's NBA players. I'm looking at the cast, but there's like a part where Michael Jordan came, but it's Michael B. Jordan, and he tries to hype up. So the speech to hype them up. So in the first Space Jam, so this is the part. The game is also cut and paste, including the stuff that is shown. Cut and paste, except for the stuff that was implemented in his son's game, like the power-ups. So in the first Space Jam, they're losing by hecka, obviously, because the Monstars are like dogging them, and they're getting a lot of points in the scoreboard, and it flips, and it says it looks kind of uneven, right? Same thing happens in this, right? This time, at least they practice in the first one. This time, they didn't get to practice at all, and they're getting dogged on. There's power-ups, style points, double the points. Like it's like 1,000 to 0 or something like that, which is the same thing. Then they go to halftime. The secret stuff, the secret drink, Michael Jordan's secret juice or whatever, is given to them in the first half, and then they come back in the second half, and they just catch up with 2 points left. Same thing happens in here. They go to halftime. They have it out, and then LeBron understands that they're not having fun because they're Looney Tunes, and they should just be loony, and then they all act goofy, and then they catch up, and they're ahead by 2 points. The same cut and paste, okay? But they have a rap battle with Porky Pig. Wile E. Coyote makes copies of himself to make multiple hoops, and yeah, I'm not even going to talk about the villains. What are their names? There's the Brow, which is Anthony Davis's character. The Steve Harvey's in this? What? Anyways. I don't even know who these people are. But anyways. The villains are just created off of the NBA players and made into like these evil villains, I guess. And you know what's crazy? The Monstars are in this movie, but they're just cut and paste from the original Space Jam. They're not even CGI'd. That made me so mad. And they were rooting against the Looney Tunes versus the end of the first Space Jam, where they said we want to live with them and they don't want to go back to Moron Mountain. So why are they rooting against the Looney Tunes?
They live with the Looney Tunes. They're gonna get deleted with the Looney Tunes. I don't get it. Oops, I hit the camera. As you can tell, this movie's all over the place. Okay, let me read the rest of my notes and I'm just end this. Okay, because it's already again. I'm not gonna get into too deep with it. Like I'm not gonna give you step by step of what the movie is. I'm just gonna complain about what. Okay, so like I will say, this movie is 2 hours, right? They should have focused on the first half about if they wanted to make some kind of plot because there's no depth to this movie. Okay, like they propose this, they're like, oh, all the Looney Tunes left, but why? I don't know. Just go find them. Just ask them. Hey, you want to come play basketball? Sure, they come. They should have just focused if they wanted to have like an actual legit 2 hour movie of this, which didn't need to happen, and find some kind of issue or plot within the Looney Tunes for them to come together at the end. They should have doubled down on that in the first half. We get it. Warner Brothers, you own all this. Amazing. You want to make it like a Marvel Cinematic Universe. Let's like the Hanna-Barbera and the new Scooby-Doo movie wants to make it like a Hanna-Barbera universe or whatever. Cool, dude. Do it on your own time. Don't shove it in our face in this and take away from the movie. Okay? You didn't need to show every single thing you guys own. You got to double down on the plot, double down on the villain. Like if they when they beat Don Cheadle and he's like, no, I'm gonna get out of here anyways, and like I don't know, there's an action scene. Like obviously we're pulling away from basketball, and he gets out into the real world, and I don't know. Like he could have been like, I don't understand why he had to do. He's like an AI. He already hacked everything else. He could have hacked himself out of the servers. Like I don't understand what made him. I don't know. They should like this whole, or they could have just cut the hour out and then just have the fight or have the basketball game because it. I don't know. I gave this movie a 3 out of 5, and if you're one of those people, go out of 10, 3 out of 10. Okay, it's still bad. It's not bad. It's a fun ride. I watched it with my mom because we were cleaning and everything, and she laughed at some things. I laughed at some things. Will I watch this again? I watched it twice. So yes, I said I guess in the sense I'd watch it again because I did watch it twice for this recording. Now, will I watch it ever again after this? Probably not. Probably not. I could probably watch the first one over and over and not have an issue with it compared to this. Now, that's about it. This movie was not that great. I don't know who this movie was for other than for them to say that we have all these people and we're going to use them whenever we want. LeBron James' acting is good for what it is. Don Cheadle did a better job than him, obviously, in acting because Don Cheadle's an actor. He's funny. He's great. The Looney Tunes did what they had to do. And some of their jokes are cringy. Some of them are funny. And they have their flaws, but they're the Looney Tunes. Now, if they wanted to use everybody and then go out and get a team of Looney Tunes and whatever Warner Brother owns, like you got Scooby-Doo, you could have had, you know what I mean? You could have had like Space Ghost be on the team, you know, and then you know what? And then they had, I don't even know his name, man. I don't know his name. But they had a swap in, a substitute, and it was like this person they created for the game. I don't know if he was supposed to be someone. I'm not a basketball person. If you love basketball, you'll love this movie. If you love like the animation and the characters of the Looney Tunes, you'll love this movie. But if you're here for like a super deep movie of a sequel of a movie that you loved when you were a kid, you're not going to get that, buddy. I'm so sorry to hear that. I can't even find what his name was. Yeah, but there was no other kid. It could have had another basketball player come in or something. Someone, maybe Bill Murray again, be like, hey, man, I did this. Because Bill Murray broke the fourth wall on the first one when he was like, how did you get here? Like, oh, yeah, I know the producer who made the movie, so that's why I'm here. And he's like, oh, that's how that works. He could have been like, Bill Murray, what are you doing here? I did it the first time. I'm doing it again. I don't care. Like, they could have had someone, but hey, they didn't. And yeah. And I know they're giving like controversy for Zendaya because they're like, oh, Zendaya's Little Bunny, but they didn't show anybody else's name for like Bugs and Daffy and them. Bro, the kids aren't gonna know who they are. That's why. No offense to them. Props to them. They did an amazing job reprising all their roles. But if you go to a kid and say, "Hey, did you know what's his name? Jeff 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 Bergman? Jeff Bergman." And they're like, "No. Do you know who Bugs Bunny is?" Yeah. Iconic. That's why. I don't know why Zendaya was getting hate for that. Or they were trying to make hate for Zendaya. Anyways, this movie was a mess. It was all right. It's fun. Just go into it, no expectations. If you pay a movie ticket for this or you have HBO Max, don't have high hopes and you'll be fine. That's all I got to say. Now, this wasn't the best video to do, okay? As you see, my camera's blinking and everything in the background. I wanted to do something, and I'm doing it. And I will do better next time, okay? So, bear with me. I just wanted to talk about Space Jam because I watched both of them today. I said, hey, why not? We haven't done a video in a while. I'm going to go talk with Josh tomorrow when we play Pokemon, and we'll come up with more ideas. I'm going to talk to my friend James, and we're going to see when we're going to talk about movies and whatnot, or Pokemon, whatever. Yeah. If you guys want me to talk about some or you have ideas for the channel, please let me know. Let me know right in the comments. If you're my friends watching this and you want me to touch upon something, go ahead. I don't look at the camera all the time. Sometimes I look down and whatnot because it's like you see the glare, and I'd rather you see me like this looking at something than see the glare on my screen. And you can see myself in the screen. But yeah, I'm not the perfect person, but I will be better. I stream. Follow me on Twitch. It'll be in the link in the description. Follow Josh's channel, his football. If you love football, Josh does a football podcast, which he spends most of his time on. And it's really good. You guys should watch it. 3 Yards in a Cloud of Dust. That'll be down there when I get to edit all this later. But yeah, we'll be back next time. I'll be back next time. Thank you guys forever who is still here. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm working on myself to do better. Please bear with me. We are all going through things, and if some of your friends or family are going through things, check on them, tell them you love them, check on your friends, and check on anyone you love. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. This is Nerds Make Sense. This is Ted, and I'm out of here. Bye.